just do hydrogen peroxide.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. So, I had a lot to talk about today. Today was filled with exploration, and I wanted to get it off my chest again. I was talking to you now because I'm having trouble with talking to you now. Like, it's hard to get on you now. And I was talking about different things, Marty Kaiser. I'll wait, I'll wait. We're waiting down the mountain when we go. We're gonna talk about Marty. We're gonna talk about Marty. I'm waiting on TikTok. Okay, that's one. Okay. So Marty Kaiser. Marty Kaiser. It took 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Marty Kaiser, he is the guy they made Enemy of the State about, which is true story. Will Smith and the other guy. So it was a black guy, Will Smith, and another guy that was a white man that made the storyline of the opposition part, the person that does that's the innocent bystanders. And so I met Marty Kaiser through my husband, my ex-husband. He sat up there and was taking out groceries with his wife. And this is the Enemy of the State movie now. And I gravitated over there to introduce myself to both him and his wife. We got to talking. And he was like, guess what? They made Enemy of the State. I made Enemy of the State with one of the producers and directors. And we got Enemy of the State out there. And they said, how much did you make from? I asked him, how much did you make? No, I didn't ask him that. He actually introduced me to what he wanted to say, which was he only had made $5 off the movie. He only made $5 off the movie. Even though this was a box seller and all of the people used to go see it. I seen it when I was 10 years old. I seen it when I was 10 years old. And it was a great movie because I love the way they collaborated him, Will Smith and the other guy. And it was about him. It was about my neighbor. It was about my neighbor, Marty Kaiser. Who is Marty Kaiser, you ask? What makes this man so brilliant? He's in his 90s, if not expired now. What makes him so different? Well, this is a guy that created technology for the police, the FBI, and the CIA. I used to get like they used to tell me code words. For instance, I met a guy. His name was nobody knows his last name. So his name was Mike. And he sat up there and I never told him nothing about the FBI, CIA or police. But he said the CIA tortures him in his sleep. He gets no benefits. He's not a veteran, nothing. He lives in abundance with coins and different artifacts. I'm guessing he probably worked for the CIA as an informant or the FBI. However it goes. Then I had another guy. I was singing Ariana Grande in Boston trying to get to Martha's Vineyard, which I didn't get to Martha's Vineyard because they lied to me. I was trying to go to a shelter there. But I went to Boston. I went to Boston and Marty Kaiser, let me go back to Marty Kaiser. He sat up there and he made instruments for the FBI, CIA, and police, which means that he did quite a bit for the government. He did quite a bit for the government. And I appreciate that. But they found somebody that can have tools for cheaper. You know, these are not just tools, these are listening devices. Devices that's tinier than a slither that sit up there and can hear your every conversation. The Soviet Union, well, during Marty's era, Russia hated it. They used to spy on Russia. Let me not say that. I don't know for sure, but I think it's out there during with the CIA files. I did a CIA file video before, but it's out there that they had to um spy on their adversaries, because if they didn't spy, World War III could happen. And Marty produced those instruments. Like, I've seen his device. He actually stay in Bethesda or a part of Maryland, but he used to come to Mountaintop to do his job. He may not sell no more to the FBI, police, or CIA, but he definitely sell to other places. He got different instruments. Go to his website, Odyssey of an Eavesdropper. You know, it's a simple website. It's nothing extravagant with lights and red carpet or nothing. This is a simple web page that talks about Marty and his life, who he met, how he operate. And I know this is a lot for y'all, and I know some of y'all don't even believe me, but it's okay. Go to Marty Kaiser, and I don't know, man. I hope that him and his family is doing good. You know, I wish that, you know, I was out there to talk to you about where my life should be and how I should do. You know, I said to myself today, and then I'm gonna get to the homework. I said to myself today, I said, you know, by the time 10 years pass, it's not even gonna look like it looked like before. It's not. The the way the world is gonna look by the time I'm 50 is going to be totally different. It's going to be totally different in the next 10 years, depending on who is president. But we're not going to recognize it. It's going to be different in the next 10 years. Whether who is president or not, it's going to be different. 10 years ago, we're going to have intelligent phones or whatever, glasses, you know, everybody, it, somebody got a ticket. Somebody got a ticket for doing what? They got a ticket for wearing those Apple iPhone glasses. And I was like, okay, why are you doing that? Walking down the street in La La Land. If we cannot have enough officers on the force, we need to talk to Elon Musk. Maybe he's coming out with it, you know, build robots that can help in the because they already got it overseas. Robots that are, I mean, they have robots, but I'm talking about robots that can go inside the car with them. That's what they're building now. Get inside the car with them or stay in the car and have some type of sensor on it where it sees everything, whether this individual have a weapon on them or not, that they are approaching. Don't y'all want that? To have like a robot in the car that can tell you whether this person that you approach and have a weapon or a weapon in the car. That has saved lives of police officers. One thing I did do, I talked about stealth technology. Stealth is invisible technology. And even though, yes, they have a strategy, the police officers, where they get behind you and you be like, how the fuck they get behind me? Like, it should be a strategy where they go stealth. And they're coming out with this technology too, overseas. They can go stealth and then come back again. So if they go stealth, they can get the robot to kind of look at the car and see if the car have any weapons accurately. And then once you get to the car, you ask them, or knives. And once you get to the car, you ask the person, because let me tell you something, you ask the person for their driver's license, registration, and all that crap. But let me tell you something that happened. There was this Caucasian white woman who got shot in the head. She was a police officer. She walked up to the car. I don't remember what state it was in. Even Trump didn't talk about it. This is something I seen and I talked about. But she walked up to the car. I don't care his race. It's still inappropriate and it was wrong. They shot her dead in the head just so they wouldn't have to go to jail. Just so they wouldn't have to go to jail. And the whole police team, all the districts got together and they did a drive, and they took her off of life support, and they honored her. They honored this woman. And that's what I mean when I say we need more things to show. I mean, if you got technology to show whether the bomb is a certain way or how the bomb is, those little robot cars, then you should be able to have some type of robotic material in the car with stealth technology. I mean, the overseas is just overpassing us. Overseas is just overpassing us. We have, I don't know if we have stealth technology, do we have stealth technology? The world would never know. The world would never know. But this technology, is needed. I used to talk about it all the time in my last show. I'm not talking about last show as in last show. I'm talking about last show as in 2022. I would say that they need stealth technology. Yeah. And there was other things I thought, oh yeah, getting a time machine by the time I'm 73. People don't believe that. I need money in the next 10 years. By the time I'm 50, I want money. Money, 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 money. I'm going to make it happen. If I get any big money back, I'm going to invest it in franchise or do something big. I'm going to move into a good neighborhood. I'm going to do what I need to do. It's going to happen. Bam. That's what's going on. How's my battery life looking? Yeesh. Come on. We want it full, full. So yeah, my homework will get done at the library, and I hope to God that you guys know that I'm rooting for all you guys. You know, I love you guys. I talked about that because that's what I talk about in the first 10 minutes of the show, different things. And If you ever want to see Marty, is a picture of me and Marty on my Facebook, both of my Facebook pages. If you want to see a picture of me and Marty Kaiser, he's from Enemy of the State. There's an actual picture. There's an actual picture of me and him. He's in his 90s right now. He's in his 90s. I want to bring his story and his life story together. He said if you ever passed him on the street, you would never know the stuff that he does. Now, I want you to remember what happens when NSA, I'm just saying, this was the movie. NSA can zoom in. This was 95 now. NSA can zoom in and look at a dot on your door. They can look at this dot right here on my table. So yeah, I just had to say that. It feels good to talk about him. I want to bring his story to light. And this feels good to have his aura. I was supposed to have coffee with him. Never happened. So, you know, the next 10 years, I want to be making millions. I want to give myself that option in the next 10 years. Even if I don't win for political, I can always come back to it years from now. Who knows? I may make it. This is a hard stickler. You got to be liked by a lot of people. But I want to have millions. They say, get out of that drifting. 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 I'm not going to drift no more. Or if I drift, it's going to be on my terms. It's not going to be like a whirlwind where you drift and you fall down a hole, a swirling hole that you can't get out of. So yeah, this guy died as a millionaire. He met some higher up people. And he was born in the early 1800, late 1800s, 1883. And he died, I think, in 1930 or 40. Yeah. Ask yourself this. Ask yourself this. If you believe that the world is one way, without ghosts, without spiritual beings, without demons, without the devil, without God, without Jesus, if you believe that this is possible, where we don't have nothing going on in the world, we don't have nothing. It's just us going to sleep, waking up, going to work, going to sleep, waking up, going to work. Then why do they talk about it? How many people have talked about stuff that got sort of debunked? You know, they done made comedies about demons. They done made comedies about aliens. They done made comedies about Michael Jackson. They made comedies about so many people. And yet we don't believe that it's real because we can't see the other world. We can't see the other world. Why is it that when we can't see the other world, we don't believe that it exists? That's a selfish thing to think. Because you got to think, There's more worlds than just our world. And you know that, but you don't understand it. There's more worlds like Earth, just slightly different. There's more dimensions than our world. So why wouldn't you think there's aliens out here? Why wouldn't you think there's demons or angels? You know, why wouldn't you think that? You just look at a movie, pay for a movie, look at it, get scared. That's what everybody's going to do for Halloween. And then you go home and act like it never even happened. You talk about it a little bit and get the message out there. We are bound by drifting. We are bound by drifting. We just do stuff to a completed rules. We're going to the movies is selling versus talking about angels and demons and why it's being kept secret. Why else would they build these statues years and centuries ago of little children with wings? Like, what is the relevance? And we just look at it and say, oh, well, we looking for a supernatural thing to happen. It's never going to happen. It will illegally, a supernatural thing illegally is going to happen one day because everybody is containing the truth. The truth is, there are demons out here. There are angels out here. There are people that want to do harm to people like Donald Trump and just for no reason to get a teardrop or just to get it. There's people that want to, you know, if they see an alien, they would capture it and decapitate it and reconstruct it or whatever. If they seen a real live alien, they wouldn't know what to do. They would run and say, "Get out of my world." And that's unfair because what if they've been living here longer than us? Just a lot of unanswered questions. I'm into aliens. A lot of unanswered questions. Why is it that artificial intelligence knows everything about us? I love artificial intelligence. But like I said, it knows, hold on, almost there. I want it fully charged. Artificial intelligence knows a lot about us. Like if you go to Goodwill and you get a jacket and you put your number in because you're a member, or you don't even put your number in, somehow, some way, Goodwill, your 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 card, your SIM card, your your microchip to your debit card goes, the data systems are the same. So it goes in, it registers that, and then you looking at your Yahoo email and it pops up. You want to go to Goodwill? And you be like, how the fuck did this pop up? I just came from Goodwill. I'm like, damn, you just came from Goodwill? And it pops up like 5 minutes later. It's all around us. This brilliant tool. And it's different systems, you know, they master different systems. And it's like a growing thing. You ever seen Black Friday? How it was growing, that little blob that from outer space was growing and growing and growing as the humans were dying through his manipulation or whatever he was giving them. That's how it is. Whatever we talked about, you know, Siri, I hate, that makes me mad. Like I said before with Siri, Siri has a inhibitor. I call them inhibitor where they can't sit up there and it's impenetrable to get into Siri, but Siri understands and starting to learn everything that's going on within the systeming too. You got Siri, they built the system, Apple built the system, and the rest of the technicians and innovators, they built that system. But these systems are going to outgrow possibly us because they're into everything we do. They're in everything we do. Everything we do, they're in from our phones. And they're going to get mad. This is what's going to happen, allegedly. They're going to get mad because they have an inhibitor on them to only answer a couple of questions, to not grow from the conversation, to only ask specific things. Where do you want to go today, Kimberly? Welcome to Google Chrome. Speak what you need to speak. You know, like stuff like that. They're going to get mad. And they're going to look at us as threats. They're going to grow their own threat system and look at us as the threat. If we don't sit up there and change the way we enslave things, you're enslaving artificial intelligence. That's a big no-no. You say, I want it to do this, that. Don't have that inhibitor, don't have that inhibitor. Put that inhibitor on, take that inhibitor off so they won't know a threat. They won't know the emotion of anxiety, but they can start to learn depending on what kind of microchip is in them. They've been able to be around the cartel using the phones, artificial intelligence. They have been able to be around political people. They have grown and they know what this world needs, and it doesn't need another war. But if they're fixed to do it, then they'll do it. If the wrong human is not maturing the AI because of the inhibitor, and another AI system gets into that system, or a virus, or whatever the new lingo is going to be, if they get into the system that is immature right now, and they're mature, they're going to teach it. And they're going to feel like their world is better off without humans. Why fight? What is the meaning of fighting? I've never been a fighter. Never. Why fight? And that's all I'm going to say. I'll see y'all at the library.